everyone, Bjørn Ivar. Talking to a unicorn. You know both of these local heroes, of course Lasse Andresen and of course Mike Miller, both co-founders at SmplCo, prototyping your idea in just 5 days. Give it up for Mike and Lasse!
We are talking about what it takes to get ahead in digital innovation in 2024. Let's talk about some rules about successful innovation, no matter where it comes from, no matter what you're doing.
It's all about the people. It's all, if you kind of like starting music, starting bands, starting kind of like new startup unicorns, small, big, whatever. It's all about the people. You really need to have the right team. And also, if you later on talking to investors, they're probably gonna like your idea. There's always a market. Have you ever seen a pitch slide that the market size is not $1 billion somewhere? Like never. But what they always look for is execution, and that is back to people. Embrace diversity, get a lot of different people together, and if they are hard to manage, it's probably a great idea. And if you think about it, back to music, kind of like being the manager of Keith Richards, Rolling Stones, that was probably not very simple. But they ended up as the biggest rock band in the world, so you need to get that magic together.
And how do you know when the right time is? Because there's, as I said, a very practical problem with making sure you can afford all this, because it's cash flow that kills company, particularly early, isn't it?
There's never a right time. It's I think the right time is whenever you just want to do it, just go and do it. Just jump. And at least from kind of markets come and go, and thinking now is the right time, or waiting for the right time is probably your biggest mistake. You can't be half pregnant, if you know what I mean. Like, if you're gonna,
we said this would get weird.
If you have a plan B, you don't believe in plan A. So as soon as you're starting to say, if this is not working, I'm gonna do this, you're on the wrong path.
But no plan B doesn't mean not chopping and changing and evolving and learning, though,
no,
right?
Absolutely not. I probably change plan A 3 times every day. Change plan A all the time, be very dynamic, use your ears, listen to your customers. When you're doing a pitch for an investor, if you see they always start kind of like sleeping on the same slide, remove that slide. So just listen, learn, and adjust.
Fantastic, thanks. So we've got the right team together, we've got no plan B. What's the third big rule?
My pillow's getting more wet.
Doing a startup is a lot of self-inflicted pain. There is kind of like every day there is kind of like 2 yoo-hoo and 4 fuck. And so you really need to have that passion. You really would like to do it. And if you look on again like musicians, film people, and everything, and they go on and try and try and they try. And what is the key thing? Persistence and passion. You really would like to do that, and you don't give up until people come and take your house. But it's all about passion. And a lot of people are asking me kind of like what wakes you up in the middle of the night. And for me, first of all, I'm born curious, and I have FOMO. I normally wake up at 3 a.m. or something when I'm in San Francisco. I just have to figure out what the team are doing while I was sleeping. So having that curious, that passion, loving what you're doing, because it's a roller coaster. And you kind of like, if you are the founder or your co-founder, that's kind of who's leading the pack or the band.
Let's look a little bit more about with the 2024 environment then, right? Because we're in a quite interesting time. Yeah, that's about right. Let's stand to the side 1 second. Okay. It does feel like that though, right? I was looking at a thing the other day, something like $300 billion sitting in uninvested venture capital funds in the US alone. Yeah. What is it? What can you do to get the interest you need in 2024? Be it from, I don't know, a venture capitalist or a corporate venture capital, or wherever it is you want to get your cash from. What do you need to do? What story do you need to be telling?
I think, first of all, you need to be a good storyteller. Because that's, people when you're doing a startup, of course, you have no numbers, you probably have no customers, you have no kind of like real income. they need to be convinced. There needs to be conviction in your vision. So you have to be a good storyteller. I think that's the key, and get people on your dream. That's probably the most important thing. And again, when you're talking to people, you're testing your story. Use your eyes and ears and adjust it all the time so it gets better and better. But it's a tough environment.
So is that story any different if you're like in a corporate innovation team or whatever it is, whatever structure you've got in a bigger company? Is it still a storytelling?
In a corporate, it's actually really, really hard to do innovation. That's why kind of you see a lot in the US. It's easier to be a startup in the US and actually sell to large companies, because of course, a lot of these companies have big kind of like engineering team. They have a lot of people. They also have a lot to do. So actually, time to innovate can be really, really hard. But you see what a lot of the US companies doing is, let's just bring in some crazy whatever Norwegian with a team. What do we have to lose? Let them come in with kind of fresh ideas and try it out.
You want a really, really great example of someone who's done that really, really well. We work with the corporate innovation team at Stavanger, and there's a great case study on the website, SmplCo AS, so I'll put it up there. And it lays out, Vibeke, who runs it, is awesome. And she's laid out literally every step she does to get buy-in, to test the projects, and get them to market. So we'll chuck the website up at the end, but if you're interested in a really, really good case study for that, it's really worth the read. Okay, right. This is my next question, right? Because every time I go to anything, particularly in London, and then kind of entrepreneurs meeting or networking group, every bugger is doing something in AI, right? Everyone. And it feels like that's now a necessity to have that as part of your offering, or to have something to do with the green shift. Is that the case?
It's kind of funny, in the US you have to have AI. In Norway you have to have green shift, which is quite fascinating actually. But I was just at an event in San Francisco on Monday. It was like everything is about AI. Kind of like 70% of all kind of like new investments go to something that are related to AI. Doing software development these days, you're not using AI as part of your software development. I think you're going to be too late. You're going to be missing out on stuff. And I see three different types of companies. I see people that are smacking like a nice UI on top of AI. I think they're going to die within 9 months. It's kind of like and you see trillions of those companies already. Then you have the big guys, kind of like OpenAI, Google, and that costs a lot of money. And with this barman behind me, you never have enough money to do that. So, but you can of course leverage it. But using AI for your own kind of like making your product better as part of the software development absolutely makes sense. And so that's one of the things we are doing.
So it's an integration piece, right? Rather than
it's usage.
So how do investors think about it? I mean, how much are they carried away?
They are extremely carried away. But again, huge difference between US and Norway. Like here, you need to stick in something of green shift to get attention or get money of some of these people. And in the US, if there's no AI story in there, you basically also have a bad chance. Yeah, have a problem.
Okay, so you need to kind of get in the door, right?
Yeah, and then you need to decide which door you want to go in. I'm born curious. I love kind of like what I'm doing. I love this kind of like, we were in a presentation on Monday in San Francisco, and the summary was kind of like you really need to like self-inflicted pain. That was the unhappy passion, and honestly, it's going to be hard, and you need to kind of like hang in there, having fun while doing it as much as possible. Celebrate, kind of like on the way, and enjoy.
You one of these days, right to your face.